how do you tell right up front when someone sends you a deal, whether or not it's a good deal or not, whether you want to go after it? It really depends on the person and their outcomes. And so today I'm going to look at a deal, and it's one I've been looking at for a while, and I'm going to look at it with different eyes and tell you how someone who maybe is a little differently motivated than you is going to see value in this deal and go after it. So hopefully you can understand some logic and think about deals in a little different way. So we've got 1356 to 1358 17th Ave. It's in Linden near Columbus, Ohio here. It's kind of a rough area. Like most people, if you say Linden or the Hilltop, that's two of the rougher areas in town for sure. They want 300 grand for this place. First off, it is primo. They did a huge gut rehab, gut to the studs. Everything's brand new plumbing, brand new electric, high end everything. Really, really gorgeous, and not like just paint floors. Like this building was gutted to the studs. It's also got a rental history of $1,350 per side, which tells us it is premium because that's a huge amount of rent for the area. The only real major issue I have with the property is that it's on 17th, which is kind of a major thoroughfare, but it has a substantial amount of backyard and off-street parking. Further improvements could be made, certainly if you added covered parking, anything like that. The backyard definitely needs some work as far as mud being there from renovations and everything. But at the surface, this thing's making $2,700 a month. They want 300 grand for it. I know this says 310, but they want 300 for it. This is kind of old. So at 300 grand, you would need to get $1,500 a unit to be able to rent this thing out at the 1% rule. So at 1350, you're under the 1% rule. Most people, for that, if you're buying with current interest rates right now, it's not going to cash flow. So the target market and the person who's going to find value in this home is an owner occupant or in this duplex, because they can buy this thing with 3.5% down. The market is such that this seller is probably going to have to give concessions. So you're a buyer, you're going to live there, and your mortgage payment is essentially going to go from, well, let's do it. Let's do the mortgage payment. Let's do it right now, live. This is how I do it. We'll just hit Columbus, Ohio. Go to realtor.com. What else? My map. Let's go over to Linden so we get the same taxes. Like, let's say this one. This is kind of in that same area. It's not a duplex, but it doesn't really matter. We'll adjust the numbers. Come on. So if we do 300 grand, if you do 3.5% down, if you do a 30-year FHA fixed, 3.6%, you're gonna have to put, 10,500 bucks down. Your monthly payment's 2,300 bucks. So at $2,300, 2,380, that's pretty high, right? That's a high monthly payment to pay there. But you're gonna get $1,350 in rent from the other side. So if you want to live in a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, really high-end finished unit for about $1,000 a month, this is a way you can do it. And now you've cut your living expenses. You're now in a duplex that you own and that you're paying down the mortgage on, and you're putting equity in your pocket. And now you're in a position to, in a couple of years, after rents raise a little bit, maybe move out, go to another place and do it again. Or you can take one of the units and maybe you're not going to long-term rent it. Maybe you're going to short-term rent it or something, or well, you can't do it on FHA, so don't do that. Or maybe you're going to medium-term rent it, or whatever you're going to do to increase the revenue. But either way, it's like, it's not a cash cow on like huge amount of cash flow returns or whatever, but it gets an investor into a place, and it shows the power of house hacking and how simply reducing, like, to go rent a 3-unit townhome or a 3-bedroom townhome with 1.5 baths that's premium anywhere in Columbus is going to be more than $1,000. To go rent this unit in Linden is going to be $1,350. So why not live there for $300 less a month out of your pocket, and maybe you get a roommate and it's even less than that. So that's where the power of units like this come into play, where a traditional investor passes on it, but a new investor or someone who's going to live there can really get a huge bargain, a really low risk way to get into investing, because you don't have a lot of the CapEx that can come up with other properties. It's already been handled, it's already been taken care of, and you just get to start collecting rent right away. So it's the true value of this, and a way to look at stuff a little different.